Welcome back to part 3 of our 5-part series on exercises, how to plan them into your weekly routine, and all things around your fitness schedule. Today, we are going to dive into the body's core and what it needs to stay strong and stable. Now, when most people hear core training, they immediately think sit-ups, planks, or maybe just traditional crunches. But the core is so much more than that. It's actually tricky to work it in isolation. Not surprisingly, your core is involved in every movement you make. And in the gym, walking lunges, you wouldn't be able to move without your core. Squats, shoulder presses, back rows. And as those other major muscle groups get stronger, the core gets stronger along with it. So your core is always getting used. But there's something about that once a week or twice a week, one-to-one conversation with just you and your core. So you isolate everything out of it and just talk to your core. Because when you do that, what's surprising is you have easier access. You become more aware when you're doing another exercise and you're not aware of your core. It makes you remember to tighten. And then all of a sudden, the other exercises become more manageable. And let's define what the core is made of, because I had misconceptions years ago too. I just thought, it's this thing in front that you see that has the six-pack. Well, there's way more to it than that. That's just the pretty boy in all of this. Your core, yes, includes your front abdominals, the vertical stretch where the famous six-pack lives, but it also includes your obliques, which are kind of like the little parentheses that go around your front abdominals. And then there's your transverse abdominals, which go around like a circular band, kind of like a weight belt or a short corset. It just goes all the way around, clear back to your spine. People often don't think about their back as part of their core. And surprisingly, your glutes and your lower back are players in having that one-to-one conversation with your core. Together, these muscles form the foundation for posture, balance, stability. Very important. In today's session, I'm going to show you 3 powerful isolation exercises, one-to-ones, for the core, plus one advanced version if you're ready for the challenge. I'm not even strong enough to do that one, so I made my trainer do it. Fasten your seatbelts. Now, I intentionally selected exercises that are not the same old movements, the ones you would expect that everybody does for core. I thought, you already know that. How about offering you a little variety, a little twist, a little different something, and you can try it and see what you think. So I think that would offer you a little more value for your buck. So these are exercises that should strengthen your core, your back, and your midsection, and also give you heightened awareness. I was shocked when I learned these, how much it made me think about my abs, even when I wasn't in the gym. There's this mind-body connection that occurs, and that's why it's important once or twice a week to have a one-on-one meeting with just you and your core. Sidebar here. Say goodbye to my 17 pounds of extra weight. You're going to really see it when I do my sit-ups. Don't judge, because Tuesday is when I pull the pin on my leaning out diet, and you're going to get to see progress on that a little later when I have something to show for it. So let's dive into the core workout to build a smarter, stronger core. Come on to the gym. So for our first core exercise, we have the decline transverse abdominal hold. So I'm on a decline bench with my feet downhill and spread out on the bench. And it's very important that you grip the headrest very tightly so that your body stays very still. Spread out the legs, kind of splay them out at an angle with your heels into the floor. Squeeze the glutes hard and suck in the abdominals as hard as you can. Really hold them in tight. In bodybuilding, we call it vacuuming, literally. Because when you hold your glutes in really tight and just control your breathing, you are activating your entire transverse abdominis all the way around. And what it does for you is puts you in contact with that core muscle so that everything else you do in your workout, you have already started the conversation. It's surprising how it's very difficult even to hold it for 30 seconds. But from then on in the workout, I notice my posture, I notice squeezing my core, and it really is effective for getting your mind-body connection on that all-important midsection of your body. For our second exercise, we have the decline lower ab crunch. Same bench, but I'm going to slide down so that my hips are almost coming off the end at the bottom. And I can reach the headrest, as you can see, but here is a rope that you can put around the device. That's a little hack for you shorter folks. And I'm going to use that to demonstrate. And you're going to pick up your legs so that your upper legs are vertical, and you're going to practice that same squeeze and then slowly rotate your knees into your chest. Come out as far as you're able to control so that you don't have to drop your feet, and then squeeze in. You want to go very slow because this allows you to really breathe out completely and completely compress the abdominal region. So this also very much works your front abdominals. Matt is showing me how important it is to really be almost like a little clamshell so that I get that full from top to bottom. Meanwhile, my arms are getting a workout just holding my body into place. Bonus round here. This is the more advanced version of that same exercise. Matt is going to demonstrate it. I'm not quite strong enough yet. Here he has his hips off of the edge of the bench and he grabs on, tightens his abs, gets in that position, and then curls up completely all the way around like a snail, not quite touching the floor. This is only when you have developed enough strength to hold the first exercise for a significant amount of time. And lastly, we have the upper ab clamshell crunch. You want to lie on the floor and double a mat underneath you so that your body is actually arched over it. You have to have your shoulders, your shoulder blades, and your hips both touching the floor. And then what you're going to do is simultaneously bring your shoulders up and tuck in your pelvis so that your glutes ever so slightly lift off of the floor. You can use your heels to kind of dig in and keep you in place. But when you're able to arch so far back over this mat, it keeps the lower back safe and it very much stretches you from stem to stern, and then you squeeze in for a really effective abdominal crunch. This is a really safe one to start with.